Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome back to the Ascension Diaries YouTube channel. My name is, of course, Alexis, and I enjoy making these videos to talk about the Schumann resonances that have been going on this month, honestly, since April 29th until May 3rd, which is today. It is 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where I'm at in Arizona. And we've been getting, I would say, out of all those days, all but one has been majorly abundant with Schumann resonance amplitude. So we've been having a big push, and I would say the general response I've been getting from the community is that this energy has been a little bit more uncomfortable than waves in the past, especially the most recent wave in the past, which happened around mid-April. This one particularly seems to be a little bit more uncomfortable, and people are like waiting for it to be over, which I think is very common. Each wave has their own sort of established vibe and feeling in the community, but people can feel the exact opposite of that as well. Maybe this was your particular frequency that made you thrive. Weirdly enough, I think there is such a variety of DNA on this planet that the frequencies and the vibrations actually can cause differences in people's responses based off of their DNA and their experience and where they're from. And that's just a theory, but to me it makes sense. That's kind of how vibration works. Vibration meets another vibration, there's going to be some type of reaction, and then like an equilibrium usually kind of reached. But how that happens may not be as comfortable for some people than others. So we're going to look at the last few days. This is the most spectacular of the images behind me, which happened on the 29th, the 30th, and into the 1st of April, and then, May, and then I have a few more that have occurred since May has begun. So a little bit to cover. Just wanted to show you, thought you'd like it. And I also wanted to share with you a discovery or an article about how earthquakes can affect the ionosphere, which is really cool because the energy from emitting out from the Earth's movement, which can be caused by exterior pressure from solar wind and so on, can cause those types of things, earthquakes and volcanoes, this sort of breathing and this pressure and this expansion and contraction. But it's cool that the earthquake activity can also buzz the ionosphere way above our heads, which is really cool, and can cause storms and so on, which, when a volcano goes off, there's very often seemingly lightning clouds nearby because there's so much energy moving around and escaping and moving, and it's definitely something that people can probably experience. They can sensate human beings, and I'm sure many other animals. It's kind of a survival thing. So I thought that was cool. I'm going to show you a little bit of a graphic about that. I'm going to do a little astrology and show you about the sun as well. But I'm really going to show you all of these readings of the Schumann resonance just quickly and go over them. So first, what I'd like to do is a card reading for everybody about today, May 3rd. What are the energies today? What is this new blast about that I'm about to show you? And just kind of get a read on that. And if you would like to join the May tarot reading video that I do once a month. I have a list of people, those who support me on Patreon traditionally. They all get on my list, and then I'll do their readings one after another. I'll send them the timestamps of when I actually hit their names so they don't have to fuss through the whole video. And then those who are there at the live stream while I'm doing this, who are there for free, also will sometimes get a chance to get a reading too. So I'm trying to just give away readings at that day. And also, of course, those people who had the means to support us are so, and they also get a reading in return, which I love. I'm glad that there's a back and forth there, even though I know they appreciate the other things I do, like these videos. That's why they support me. And so I wanted to offer you all a gift, kind of like a discount or a shift in that sort of thing for May. If you would like to go on to my new website, divinesovereignbeings.com, this will prompt you immediately as you open the website. And you can click here to support with a monthly $17 instead of the $20 that I had the readings at before on my Patreon. They're still like that. If you'd prefer to do Patreon, you can go over there and do that. But if you'd like to support us through our website on a monthly basis, instead of Patreon, you can just literally type in the website and this will prompt you, and all you have to do is click on here, and then you're signed up, and then you're on my list for the readings, which I'm going to be doing in a couple days max. Usually I like to do them in the first week of the month, so it can be relevant through the month, and then by the end of the month or by the next month, you guys will usually come back to me and be like, wow, this thing in your reading was so accurate because of blah blah blah. And I love hearing the stories of like what's going on in your lives and how the readings are relevant, because it makes me a better reader as well. So if you're interested in that, I'd like to offer you that. That link will be down below if you want that supreme ease. Otherwise, just type in Divine Sovereign Beings and it'll come right back up. So let's get into the data. Are you guys ready? I know you love listening to me talk about whatever, but we gotta get serious now and talk about my Instagram. So Instagram, again, like I've always said, this is the place where I'm posting the most. It cross posts to Facebook and the Facebook group. If you're Facebook people and you want to be over there, we've got a group, we've got a page, thousands of people over there, thousands of people on Instagram who are following. My smallest community is on YouTube. So, but I love YouTube. So just spread it around, like, share, share this to other people in our community who may be interested in what I'm doing. Do us all a favor. I don't know. I'd be happy to go on anybody's show and talk about this. I really love doing that stuff. So in the meantime, Instagram, follow me there. You'll get my written updates instead of waiting for these videos. And I'm also you're seeing these videos I'm posting them on YouTube too. So you're not missing anything there. Let's talk about the astrology. Oh, no, wait, I had to do the reading first. Gosh, I got carried away. So let's do the reading. Sorry, y'all. Okay, let's do the reading. Dear Source, may I please do a reading for the mind, body, spirit complexes of planet Earth, planet Earth, planet Earth. What is it that we on Earth need to know the most for our highest and best good of all on May 3rd? Oh, golly. All right. Well, there's a message that wants to be heard. I'm getting 3 cards here. So let's quickly move through them together. May 3rd. We've got the 2 of Pentacles, which is the person who is able and must be conscious of continuing balancing work and home, balancing work and rest, balancing your financials and where you're moving around your materials right now. So be very conscious of like your consumption, be very conscious of your production. Today you're going to be successful at keeping it at an equilibrium. It's usually what this card means. Then we have the Hierophant, which is a more traditional kind of religious figure or spiritual figure or leader, either that you are and within you, because if we're all one, we can tap into this archetype. We can be the spiritual leader. We can be the religious leader. We can be the wise one in a way that has more of a traditional values and sticks to particular belief structure. And this is good. This is something that we need to have and embody to kind of keep ourselves balanced, home and our life balanced. So tap back into that old wise spiritual guru person that you are. And if not, just reach out to somebody, or like you may be having conversations with people like that in your life today, somebody who can teach you something, or you're going to be the one teaching. Wow. Okay. And now we have the Hermit card, which is again, there's like 3 old men in this deck, the Hermit, the Hierophant, and the Magician. So that's 2 out of 3. And again, old man energy in a way where you're an old sage in a way. You don't have to be a man. Of course, you can be a hermit and be a woman 100%. So you're going to be hermiting. You're going to be seeking spiritual truths and going on your own and meditating. So like take a shower by yourself, take a bath by yourself, take a walk by yourself, go somewhere by yourself and just be with yourself. And I'm sure you're going to come up with some lovely banter to have with yourself and like think through some things. Excuse me, my nose is tingling. Sometimes this happens when I'm like doing readings. This giant antenna in the front of my face works good. Oh my gosh, it's tickling so bad. All right, whatever I just said was probably very true. So go do that thing. Go on that walk. Take a break. That's what the energies are asking. Apparently for the highest and best good for all of us on Earth. That's what I got. So just take it and do whatever you want with it. It's just there as an option to think about. Oh my gosh. Oh, my nose. What an itch. I just want to stick my hand all the way up there and scratch it, but I'm trying not to do that for obvious reasons. So let's get into astrology. We are May 3rd. The moon is spending the day in Virgo, okay? As productive as we'd like to be, under the influence of an organized Virgo moon, a Venus-Neptune square occurs tonight as well, which is casting some more energy over, it's complicating the situation. And it's casting a veil over our needs and our wants and perceptions. We may be dreaming up the ideal, which can clash with reality, and we can lack discrimination, particularly when it comes to people we care about, our relationships and material things. So again, this kind of works in with the card reading for today, the energies. Definitely tap back in with yourself, go on a walk with your spiritual side. Make sure you're keeping a balance in your consumption of your time and your energy in your home and your family life for sure. So great energies for today. I would agree with that. And we're having some fun shifts going on this month, it looks like in May. Astrologically, I'm not like the very best at this at all. I'm really just taking this information and adding it onto what I'm really good at, just to offer that like little bit. So those of you who are really into astrology, forgive me for my ignorance, but I am trying to at least involve it. And I know with just exposure, I'm just going to get better over time. So let's look at these Schumann resonances together, y'all, because aren't they so beautiful? I just think they are. And for some reason, I just love looking at these charts. I'm glad because it's been working out for me pretty well. So here's the 29th of April. Obviously, there's some weird stuff going on. We have the first initial time that it came in was around 10 p.m. on the 29th. And then it chilled, and then again in the daytime it got really loud in this interesting stair step looking formation, which I rarely see. So this was kind of like, oh, what was causing this vibration? What was causing this amplitude? And then there's this one that looks kind of like a tooth, and these two double blasts that were really big on the very last day. So these are the two last days of April. Really went out with a bang. A lot of people were feeling this, not sleeping very well and so on. Intense dreams as well. The amplitude that was reached during the 30th, the last day, reached a high of a 90 of the primary frequency, which is the white line here, which averages around 7.8 hertz, which is around an alpha wave brain wave. Just for your information. That's why I watch them, because they're like brain waves. So the brain wave of the planet that's like our alpha wave got really loud on the 30th. Around 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. Mountain Daylight, our standard time, which is Arizona time, which is universal time -7 for those of you who need that. I'm sorry that I can't just like break down all the times for the whole planet, but that would take a long time. Sorry, that was a corny joke, but it was true. I shouldn't have laughed at that. But we got up to a 90. And then the one that happened today, it got up to an 80, which I'll show you. So here we go. We're getting into really big waves coming in. Boom, boom. That's 2 days in a row. And then that's that same tooth-shaped one. We've moved on to the 30th to the 1st of May. So 30th into the 1st. Look at these guys. Very similar looking formation coming in. Same type of energetic amplitude pattern, I would say. So again, this can make me go, okay, so what is happening 2 days in a row around the same time that's causing this? This may not be the earthquakes, you know what I mean? Like this could be activity that's going on, but why is it happening on a daily basis? I know that the Schumann resonances are diurnal, so like when the sun's facing one side versus, the side that's having nighttime, there is a difference on how the ionosphere charges because of the sun and the ions from the sun. But that definitely takes a part in this. But I think, again, like I've always been saying, why I've been watching is I'm suspicious as to what actually is going on here. So here's the 1st, 30th, the 1st. Do I have the right? Let's see. Yes. So the 1st, it kind of went down. It went down to like a 54, hung out about half the intensity. And then we got quiet on the 2nd. So we had a break. So 29, 30, the 1st, then we had a break. So it was like a 3-day like a washing of this energy. And then on the 2nd, we all got a break, the Saturday, yesterday. And except for this one little peak, but let's be honest, that's nothing compared to what was going on. And now today, like I'm reporting and needed to because I'm starting to fall behind and I'm trying to keep up with this. We had another blast. So you probably were having trouble sleeping again last night if this was anything like the others, but you did get a break. There is some benevolence here for those people who are like, I'm ready for this to be over. They at least got a nice little break yesterday, and now the energy is coming in again, apparently. And this hit an 80. So we had a 90 on the 30th. Now we've got an 80. So these are some heavy hitters within 4 days. It's a lot of amplitude for me, and what I've noticed with the community. That'll make an impact. These are when people start having those spiritual awakenings. I've noticed a lot. Well, I'm having people message me about their profound dreams that they're having, and they're having, waking experiences where they're losing time and they feel like shifts are going on in front of their very eyes. That literally the vibration in the room seems to change, or their ears are ringing really loud. That's a huge sign. Or their stomach is flopping all over the place. Or, you're having trouble sleeping, or you're elated and your heart is just so expanded and you're so happy. Like there's so many options. I've seen so many different things, but from this wave, I've so far heard ear ringing was a common one. So there you go. That is the data right now. And also one thing I wanted to mention, just for those of you who are more nerdy like me and are actually watching the frequencies, because all I'm showing you right now is what the amplitude's doing, but what the actual frequencies, like what exact hertz was being hit with this much power. So how much power was behind this particular frequency? It seems like every time those big waves were coming in, except for one of them, the frequencies were dropping. Each one of these are the first 4 notes of the Schumann resonance. First 4 frequencies. The first one is the white one. This is the primary one, the one we watch the most. And it's been the others as well, but they've been dipping below average. So 7.83 is their average. You can see down here that it's hanging out more like in a 7.45. Not a huge shift, let's be honest, but it's still noticeable. So why, when these things get loud, are these frequencies actually dropping? They're actually kind of slower than usual. I'm asking you because I've been wondering as well. And then we have the Q factor just as a little added data here. And during that particular blast, it seemed like the Q factor was most disturbed in the second frequency, the yellow one. And the green frequency is doing its own thing consistently. We're getting these constant pitches, and it looks like it's doing it to the same level, like every single time. It seems almost very like mechanical what's going on with the fourth frequency, which is the green line. This one I watch a lot for weird anomalies because this seems to be the one that gets like diddled with the most and is like the most unpredictable. Like it'll have its own amplitude blasts and do all these weird things here, like in the Q factor, and people will notice. They'll look and they'll be like, oh, they don't see anything at first, and then they realize the green line is going nuts. So it's important. That particular frequency hangs out more around, just for your information, hangs out more around 24 hertz, 23, 24, 25, 26 hertz. So that is in the upper range of beta, like high beta frequencies, which is like the frequencies that people get run down on if they're on too long, because those are like more of the high stress, high activity brainwave frequencies. And obviously if your brain's just cooking every other hour or whatever, like what's going on here, or every other hour it looks like, then what is that doing? It's like constantly stoking the like brain waves of the planet to be in high beta potentially, which is what you would want for a worker bee society. You want your worker bees to keep like feeling keep productive and in that range, I would assume, even though a lot of these people aren't even working right now. A lot of them are at home, so that might be causing some stress and some unknown like motivation as well, which is what I've been noticing. So maybe this might be a reason why it's happening. I'm just speculating over here. I'm just having a good time. So now let's look at another source of Schumann resonance. The heartmath.org website has been very suspiciously quiet. It seems like their data does not match whatsoever. Like they're barely seeing any high Schumann resonance readings over all these days. Whoops, no, I'm not even in the right month. What's going on here? One second, pardon me. I'm like saying all the wrong things. No, I was right. Okay, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're still seeing really small readings over the last few days. You'd think during the big blast, like on the 30th, back here, March, where's April? Oh my gosh. Is this like totally... I can't even get April on here. What's going on here? Come on, y'all. Oh, my friend's calling. Well, maybe later. Okay, yeah, this is not even updating. So that's what I thought, because this was totally black. So this is not updating anymore. So sorry, I don't have another layer from all around the world of Schumann resonance info. I'm also seeing in Italy there has been disturbances since the 30th as well, the 29th. So there's some evidence there at least that more than one source is seeing this. Now, I wanted to show you the space weather thing, because this is what I was talking about with the ionosphere and earthquakes. It says new research just published in the Journal of Space Weather shows that earthquakes and tsunamis can affect our planet's ionosphere as much as powerful X-class solar flares do, which is massive. Like, if this is true, which it could be, it's definitely more localized energy expansion. So an X-class flare making its way all the way to Earth, that similar impact of power, which could melt the telephone lines, like, you know, it has done that in the past. But, you know, this earth-bound energy shifts, these weather shifts, possibly are messing with the ionosphere above our head, which is super cool and very interesting to me. It could be a cover. It might not be fully true, which is kind of what I'm feeling, but like definitely is true science. Like there's science here. I can feel it in my bones. Like I know that there's something going on. Here's an example of March 2011 when a magnitude 9 earthquake near the east coast of Japan unleashed a tsunami. And so it caused ripples at the space atmosphere interaction region, which is, you know, where the ionosphere is like basically like right against space and our atmosphere. It's like one of the highest layers of our atmosphere. So look at this. Isn't that so spectacular? Obviously, a 9.0 earthquake is massive and also suspicious, in my opinion. And I believe that was the time when it like hit the nuclear production areas. I could be wrong. That might have been. But yeah. So a suspicious event, but also some interesting data to keep in mind. So that's why I'm maybe doing this like unintentionally, but intentionally watching earthquakes when it comes to all of this. I never really understood why, and I don't have much experience with earthquakes. I grew up in a place where there was no earthquakes, and so I never really cared to like watch over them. Obviously, we heard about the big ones because they would make it to the news, and that sells good news and breeds fear, and that's always fun. But like, never have I had much of like a personal interest until I started watching the Schumann resonance. So that does resonate with me and my like synchronistic evolution of this channel. But one thing that has happened today, okay, so we have all of the Schumann resonance coming in. Today especially was another blast, and I have worldwide seismograph activity going on, which to me is, again, very suspicious because it looks like something just blew up in China. Because this, like those instant, like, spikes like this right at the beginning and then the waveform kind of chills, those are more likened to explosions. Like when they blasted off those nuclear bombs or the atomic bombs, this is more what they looked like on the seismographs versus an earthquake, which is a little weird. So this may be like something under China literally just blew up and it's rippling across the planet. These are all from China. Just I'll tell you when there's not China. This is Alaska. Okay. Same time though. Same time on the chart, it looks like. Alaska was feeling it. New Mexico was feeling it potentially. Russia was potentially feeling it. Antarctica was even potentially feeling a little bit of it. Like, how crazy is this? Thailand, close to China, makes a little more sense. Alaska, this was a little more unique looking. Maybe they blew up something in Alaska too. I know there's a lot of bases and weird stuff going on under there. Oregon, Australia, Philippines, close enough to China. But isn't this crazy? Like, rarely do I ever see activity like this on all the charts, even just one on a good day. Like, something obviously happened today on a global level. There has been movement going on. So we may hear about what happened for real or not. Maybe you guys know. Maybe QAnon will post about it. I don't know. A couple times he has. I shouldn't say he. They have posted about this, and this has become popular. It was, I think it was on the 17th on 1 month one time where the seismographic data was like 17 seconds apart. There was this like pulsing going on. But I caught another event a couple days later or something where, again, all of the seismographs were pooping themselves, like so going nuts. And I was like, something's going on, y'all. Like, what is happening? But yeah, isn't this crazy? All these seismocharts. I'm just scrolling and scrolling. Ooh, Taiwan. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That was right by China. Mongolia by China. So clearly it looks like that China was the epicenter of this, and also maybe Russia. We're seeing very similar timestamps in Russia. So Russia and China doing something together. Who knows? Like, I'm sure somebody knows, but I'm not in that know because I don't really play that game. I'm just kind of the alien who was born here to like navigate the game and help people who are also aliens do their missions, so this war thing can stop and everybody can have a good time and stop shaking a planet full of people with whatever this is, these technology weapons, these whatever's happening. I don't know. We're all going to learn. It's a learning process, right? We're supposed to learn that we don't want to do this to each other. But we're having some people who really, really want this to happen, who aren't even from here, I'm pretty sure, who are instigating this and have been instigating this. And on a universal level, these are all members of the same community, and we just got to sort ourselves out. So that's what I'm trying to do here. In a nutshell, I'm trying to get a healthy galactic community going from my little Earth bedroom here. Good stuff. Just in case you didn't know that about me, I just thought I'd share. So yeah, we've got earthquakes all along the West Coast and central USA, which is usually very suspicious. Here in Utah and Idaho, okay, that's not as suspicious, but still. Let's go check out what's going on in China. Obviously, China needs a little bit of attention. Whoops. My bad, y'all. China, what happened, darling? Oh, there's no events? What? What did I just do? Pardon me, just 1 second. Having a technical difficulty here. Are they not going to share on this app? Very funny and strange. Okay, so USGS doesn't want to tell us about China. It's a little suspicious again. Sorry, I don't mean to be so suspicious of everybody, but I think I would be more say like a more heightened awareness. It's drawing my attention. It's focusing my attention on it. Maybe it's a better way I should say. But yeah, this is just in the past 24 hours with volcanic activity. That's a lot that I'm seeing. So the Earth is definitely doing something right now. And it could be, there's also another culprit here, this blast that I watched come out of the sun on the 29th. Like I said, the Schumann resonance activity really peaked on the 29th, 30th, and the 1st, and then I took a break on the 2nd, then the 3rd. And so for this energy to hit the Earth for solar wind anyways, usually takes 3 days. So 29, 30, 1st. So it should have hit on the 1st or maybe even the 2nd, which I didn't see anything on the 2nd in the KP index or the solar wind. But we did see the Schumann resonance happening right away. So the instantaneous shift that happened along with this makes me think that this was involved for just faster moving energies that came in and maybe just shook our whole planet. I don't know. It was a pretty big one. And here is the surface of the sun now, just this tiny little spot here, a little coronal hole. Nothing too intense. Nothing too intense on the KP index. Like I said, the whole time that these waves are coming in, the KP index was really quiet, which means that the cosmic energy is actually able to come in more and proliferate. Oh my God, proliferate. I'm just going to skip that one. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but permeate, maybe I should say. Proliferate? Vocab. Get into our planetary sphere here and be absorbed by the ionosphere at the very top. They get some of the first and the best stuff. Solar wind has been gradually like pretty quiet. I'm not seeing anything too nuts coming from the sun. So to explain these readings, it's hard to say it's from the sun, except for that blast that I did see. But currently the sun is not blasting right now, even though it looks like it's cooking up something here on the left-hand side. And we have some pressure coming in from space against our atmosphere, our magnetosphere here, our magnetic protective barrier. But nothing crazy, nothing out of the normal. This too looks very normal. Lightning is very active over the United States, which you'd think you'd see more lightning over top of China right now because of the earthquakes and if that's disturbing the atmosphere, but maybe that'll come later. What I'm seeing right now, though, is a lot of activity above the United States weather-wise, so that's a lot of disturbance of the atmosphere. It's stirring things up, turning up the energies. So if you're in those areas, enjoy it, ride with it, go with it. I'm seeing this like band of really weird, like intense, patchy little storms just stretching across this latitude. I've been seeing it for months now. So it seems like there's some really intense, choppy energy in this particular latitude of the ocean and the land. And I don't understand it. I don't know. Maybe it's a normal thing to happen this time of year. I'm new to watching this, but I just thought I'd let you know and just show you what I look at to like kind of get the global understanding of what's going on. There's plenty of other resources and people out there. I know most of you research other channels and so on. And I love that you share that data that maybe I missed, because I'm sure I missed lots of stuff. I try, but I can't include everything. But yeah, I'm glad that you put that in the comments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. I appreciate you. Please come along for the tarot reading, the group tarot reading. If you have the desire, I would love to have you in that group. It would be great. So yeah, just go to divinesovereignbeings.com and sign up for our monthly, subscription or support or whatever it's called, and sign up for the mailing list. Check out the wares. We have some shirts on there for sale, and we have some fulgurite on there that need homes. If you're interested in using them in a benevolent, kind way, we'd be happy to send them to you. They are very special to us, but we also know that they really want to go out in the world. So if you're feeling called to them, this is an example of what one piece looks like. This is lightning made crystal that you can find in lots of different kind of deserty areas. But this particular crystal has red qualities to it because of the iron in the sand in these areas, which has been super fun to find. And we came upon it right after praying for abundance. We were like, please land, help us. We want to stay here. What can we do? And then this is what we came across. And so this relationship has been forged. So we're just trying to help them out. We give them to all of our friends. They're really great at manifesting. They're good for people who've been struck by lightning. I also have that now as a known fact from somebody who ordered a piece all the way over to them, and they've been struck by lightning, and this piece actually helped them kind of realign with themselves and their energies and the essence of lightning that was within them and within this. It was super cool. Great story. So I think that's all. Let me know if you need anything. Happy to be of service, of course. And yeah, Jayse and I should be doing a podcast together pretty soon. We're hoping to upgrade our equipment as well. So I really want a boom arm for my microphone because I don't like having it just being stable here. I kind of want to, with the podcast, it's easier to have it up against my face, so I don't have to lean over and crunch over and then try and stare at him and not get the sound into my mic. And I'm going to try and make that, because it's been discouraging. It's hard to keep making content and doing a project when something's not right, and it kind of stops us. We've been kind of stuck, but we're going to get back into it because we still love to do it. All right, that's enough of me talking. I love you all very much. I will see you again very soon. Please follow me on social media. Subscribe. Thanks. I love you guys.